Oh, I think I just screwed up really bad. I did. Oh, run away! I don't have a gun, you guys suck! Don't kill me! Damn. Avenge me. Get him.
Oh shit. See, I didn't run that. It's the hardest work that necessary. Okay, that's it. Are you ready to finish on the door? Yeah. And then after you get hung up, shit. Just take a deep breath. I got a headache. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. Okay. Okay. Alright, love you. See you tomorrow. Yeah. See, the shape hates me.
Wait, you don't ever text me, do you? You always just Facebook me.
What?
Said you don't ever text me, do you? You just Facebook me.
No, I text you.
Oh well, not very often because you're nowhere near my list. You're not anywhere near the top of my list. Like I have to dig to find it. So I guess I'm just gonna send you. She's on Facebook.
Oh my god, I gotta call Gwen. I'm gonna three-way you with Gwen here real quick.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
She's picking me off.
I'll be quiet. And then when you get the chance, you should look on your messenger.
Okay.
Because I sent you 2 dick pics.
Oh my god.
Hey, no way, they're just in my cat. He's a dick.
I can't get in the safe. It's pissing me off. I think that's what's making me want to throw up.
Wait, because you can't get in the safe?
No, because fucking Gwen's fucking Febreze shit.
Oh. Hi, what are you doing there? Oh my god. I didn't even notice how... Can you see it in there? Is it... Wow. I caught this motherfucker with it laying on his back with his legs fucking spread apart.
Oh my, okay.
Just pass the fuck out. Just... He's like literally sleeping on his back and he's just got his bottom legs just like chilling with his tail in between them.
Hello?
Looking like he got drunk and passed out in a chair.
Hello? Anyone there?
Oh hey, look at that.
Oh, that's me. Can you send my friend request, please?
I didn't hear what you said. No speak any English.
You don't speak in English?
Flism of a flip flop?
Indeed, exactly. Bad work guys.
Alright, where are we gonna go?
Oh, I'm landing on UCA.
Oh, Retail Road, that sounds like a good spot. I haven't been here yet.
Can you send my friend request, please?
Maybe.
Okay. It's because I'm clock and I want someone to clock stick. That's a.
It's because what?
It's because I'm clock, actually. And I want someone to go in HD kind of clock it me too. And you're the only person that I can find.
Well, I tend to try to be careful on who all I have as friends because being that I'm an old person, you know, I'm not trying to always just necessarily be friends with the younger kids because it's not always right or appropriate. I'll play games with them. And sometimes like if you're not really young or something like that. But I tend to use really bad language a lot of times, and so I try to minimize who.
I gotta make it.
Really hate that all I have is a sniper rifle right now. And 20 health.
Taking their own command.
Hello.
Hi.
Sorry.
Yes, I have a weapon.
Maybe that's what goes because you
Okay.
fight up.
Oh, damn, you're 400 yards away from me? I don't know. I'm gonna try it.
No, where's that?
Oh, so close. I tried.
Now I got somebody chasing me. Oh no, that's me.
Alright, this one's for you.
If we don't win, can we be friends?
If we don't win?
Yeah.
You kind of got. How about if we win?
What do we win? Okay.
Oh, this little kid will win me being his friend and trying really hard to not cuss anymore on my games.
Oh.
That's like a life-changing moment here, so. Oh, if you need oh, you got more health or shield than me, it seems.
Yeah, I'm just gonna need those mushrooms. Somebody after us. I knew it. Why's my page not on?
Okay, I see him.
Yeah. Oh, snap.
Is there another one? Yep. I see him. Come here, baby. Oh, there's another one, too.
Should be a fourth guy.
Oh, damn.
Oh, they all see me.
There's three of them total over in that spot. They're warning. Yeah, shotgun's a game over. At that range. Well, nice try.
I get it. There's so many. Not very many you could trust with money like that, though. Well, but not everyone has to work with money. You could work with money, and they can charge you for it. It's like you and not a person.
Oh, did you check those yet?
Oh no. Fuck.
You gotta look at my dick pics.
Okay.
Show them to people. I want the whole world. I want the whole world to see. No.
What is it, Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta break the lid out. And head like dumbass. Hand over for grades.
Hello.
Oh yeah, kitty.
You see how he just flopped out? Oh.
He's cute. It's a bumpy ride.
That's what she said. Oh wow. Dude. Oh, I'm gonna get killed by a chicken. Oh no, hey, yeah, don't let the chicken kill me. Get me. Baseball bat my ass. Yeah, thank you.
Alright, are you gonna be up for a little while?
Probably. I just woke up like 2.5 hours ago.
Perfect, I'll call you in a little bit, okay?
Alright.
Love you, bye.
Love you too, bye.
We now have the audio of a damning phone call in which Donald Trump's former lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, explicitly dangled a quid pro quo to pressure Ukrainian officials to interfere in the 2020 election to help Trump and hurt Joe Biden. For more on this, it's time for a closer look. As we all know, Rudy is currently under what can be assumed is a very serious criminal investigation, given that they break this phenomenon electronic devices investigation could very well land Rudy in jail, according to another former Trump associate who's already been there.
Investigating Donald Trump as prosecutors ramp up their investigation into the former president, another name always comes up, doesn't it? Rudy Giuliani. Could the former mayor end up in prison?
The FBI is not raiding his home without having extremely significant documentation information within which to pursue this. There's no way in the world that they're going to let him off the hook. What Rudy needs to do is like what I did. You need to take responsibility for what you did wrong. What Rudy needs to do, and this is my speech to Rudy and to anybody else, they have him. And so if he's looking to protect himself so that he doesn't end up spending the rest of his life in prison, right, he may want to actually start to cooperate.
Senator Michael Cohen has become the wise elder statesman of former Trump goons. He used to be the intimidating mafia-style Batman, and now he's like a guidance counselor sitting backwards on a chair to give Rudy a pep talk. You gotta straighten out your life, man. You could be somebody, but if you keep hanging out with the wrong crowd, you're going to find yourself working down at the gas station for the rest of your life. But I love the gas station. That's where I get my hair dyed. It's fitting that Cohen looks like a bargain bin Ray Romano now, because he sounds like he's giving brotherly advice to Robert.
Robert, you got to take responsibility.
Don't tell Mom about the base Raven. And we have heard the feedback and understand those impressions are polarizing, so do please go to @CCaptainPulse on Twitter where you can even vote everybody loves Seth's Raven or everybody hates Vaughn. So we think Cohen's word for it, he could very well end up in jail. And I know we've been saying some version of that sentence about a bunch of different Trump cronies for over 4 years, and yet somehow it feels like they all evade accountability. I mean, Steve Bannon's out there just doing a podcast like a 22-year-old stand-up and looking like he's about to film a scene in the new Aquaman where he plays, I don't know, a guy who guards a sea cave, despite the fact that he got arrested by the Postal Service police force on a Chinese billionaire's yacht. And the same thing that actually happened, and not, as I first thought, a lyric from the Don Henley song Voice of Summer. I mean, he got arrested by postal cops on a Chinese billionaire's yacht. Don't look back, you can never look back. I probably won't even make it into the history books about the Trump era because there's just too much to cover. And it's such a bummer because there should be an entire chapter devoted to the fact that the Postal Service has a police force. Personally, if I were in high school, I'd be psyched to learn their Postal Service cops. If I found about that in 10th grade history class, there's a good chance I'd be out there right now, walking the beat in those short shorts with my bucket hat and a badge, solving mail crimes with my unorthodox method. The chief would always be trying to muzzle me, saying, "Myers, I got the mayor braided down my neck thanks to your stunt." And I'd say, "What am I supposed to do? Just cram the whole Pottery Barn catalog through that tiny slot? I had to break those windows." And he'd say, "You're gonna fly right or I'll have your badge." And I'd say to him, "Sorry, chief, but I'm like an envelope with photos inside. I do not bend." You know, I should probably stop before I give away the entire plot of my new collaboration with Dick Wolf, Chicago Postal Service Police Force. Cheapskates at NBC would only pay for one of the Duns. Chicago Postal Service Police Force is just one of the many ways, along with my new company, My Zipper, and my Broadway musical, Cicada Cicada, that I'm soon going to be the richest man in the world. Anyway, what we're talking about. Right, Rudy Giuliani. So who knows? Maybe Cohen's wrong and Rudy will end up fine like the others, but I just can't imagine the feds raiding Rudy Giuliani's home and office and finding nothing incriminating. I mean, forget Ukraine and quid pro quos. He's probably got a fridge full of white fishy skull rosé bars or a sink full of unpaid parking tickets he tried to stuff into the garbage disposal on your memory. Probably breaking all kinds of co-op board rules too, especially with that welcome mat. You know he probably has neighbors that are happy to rat on him. Maybe a guy who, I'm just spitballing here, is in a bathrobe and a Yankees hat, he's eating a bagel. Hey, that's looking at Moody's pub. Yeah. Okay, because last week, you know, he woke me up at 3 a.m. and he asked me to hold this Bitcoin for him in case the cops came. It was just a duffel bag of old subway tokens. I said, "You know he married his cousin?" One side of the investigation is serious, is that federal agents seized his electronic devices. Apparently, he had a lot of them, according to a court filing last month. Prosecutors seized 18 electronic devices, including phones and computers belonging to Giuliani, as well as certain employees of his firm. All right, first of all, what 77-year-old man has that many electronic devices? Yeah, Chief, we found 3 phones, 2 iPads, a Palm Pilot, an Atari 2600, 3 blood pressure cuffs. Myers, I thought I told you were off this case. The Postal Service Police Force are never off the case. Was that the same gun or the back gun? So I can only get each one time. Also, I'm sorry, Rudy Giuliani has employees. Can you imagine working for this guy? Hey, honey, I'm gonna be home late tonight. Yeah, the boss thought he had reservations at Morton's, but it just turns out he bought some salt. I would have laughed too! I can't picture Rudy actually being in charge of people. When I imagine him employing someone, I just assume he pulls aside a kid on the street, flips him a nickel to run an errand for him like he's Chaz Palminteri in Bronxdale. Hey kid, take this briefcase full of cash down to the docks. Come back alive, I might have something bigger for you. And now we may be getting a better idea of what exactly federal agents might have found on all those devices. Let's first take a trip down memory lane. In fact, if I remember, the central allegation that during an official phone call with the president of Ukraine, Trump had tried to extort Ukraine and get them to interfere in the 2020 election by digging up dirt on Biden. We all read the transcript, where it was very clear that what Trump was doing was dangling a quid pro quo, and yet Trump denied it, uttering the same refrain so many times. It almost started to sound like a religious mantra you would hear on the street from some weird cult member trying to convert you.
There was no quid pro quo. There was nothing. There was no quid pro quo at all.
something you'd say when you get stopped on your way to work by some German tourists in Times Square. Excuse me, can you tell us what to buy at the M&M store? Scusi, no problem. Next one. Some point, back when the biggest scandal in politics was the president trying to restore a foreign country. Before we were all trapped in our homes for a year to avoid a deadly plague and a violent mob tried to open our democracy. Don't look back. You can never look back. Look, I'm sorry all my references lately are for a 50-year-old man, but look at my audience right now. I mean, I bring in younger people here. Little hands to get hold of you. Now, obviously, you don't have to be a lawyer to get a quid pro quo sounds super illegal, so that was their line. There was no quid pro quo, but now we have damning new audience who don't know Rudy Giuliani had with the Ukrainian official in 2019, in which it definitely sounds like there was a quid pro quo. CNN.
They're right behind the tree.
Of a 2019 phone conversation between Rudy Giuliani and an advisor to the president of Ukraine. In that conversation,
there's no one behind you. Get off! Oh!
Mr. Giuliani can be heard pressuring the Ukrainian government that their president must publicly announce a sham investigation into some alleged wrongdoing by Joe Biden.
The audio taken exclusively by CNN is from a roughly 40-minute call between Giuliani, a U.S. diplomat, and a Ukrainian official.
Good looking.
Well, how is it that every time these guys do something shady or illegal, they get caught on tape? At this point, they're less like politicians and more like Twitch streamers. Hey guys, Brad here, about to bribe a foreign country to interfere in our elections. Figured I'd go live. Also to try another speed run on Super Mario Brothers. I keep getting eaten by the chain chomp, which totally blows. We on purpose didn't give Wally lines today because when we do, we have to pay him extra money. And I've tried to save as much money as possible so that NBC will let me buy an MC Hammer sample. And I'm getting as creative as I can. The other day I brought our budget for my producer Jen. And I said, hey, right here, there's a lot of suits. And I'm not wearing suits anymore, so we can use that money to pay for MC Hammer. And she just looked at it and, you know what she said to me? Can't touch this. Also, my sympathies to the Ukrainian official. This call was 40 minutes long. 40 minutes. If I'm on the phone for more than 3 minutes, it ruins my entire day. The only time I'm ever on the phone that long is if I'm fighting with the automated customer service agent at Verizon. I just want to cancel my service.
I heard you want to upgrade your service. Is that right?
No, I said cancel my service.
I heard you want to add stars for $15 a month. Is that right?
No, I want to cancel.
I heard you want to purchase Wedding Crashers 2 on demand. Is that right?
Yes, I do. Can we just take a moment to acknowledge that the rumors of a Wedding Crashers sequel are finally gaining steam mere months after we started referencing the original on the show for literally no reason. Well, not no reason. The reason is there's no audience here to say Jesus. No. Still, you're welcome. You know, I don't know much about how the sequel got started, but I bet the conversation was like this. Buddy, we gotta shoot this sequel. People have waited long enough. They want to know if we're still crashing. I'm not sure, man. I feel like we'd be messing with the integrity of the original. Anyway, where was it? All right, Rudy. The fact that the phone call was 40 minutes long means there's lots of damning stuff in there. For example, Rudy had this insane theory that it was actually Ukraine that interfered in the 2016 election to hurt Trump, and he wanted Ukrainian officials to investigate that theory.
I got information from a reliable investigator, international investigator, that there was a certain amount of activity in Ukraine during the 2016 election that involved Ukrainian officials and Ukrainian citizens, mostly officials, being asked by our embassy, possibly by other American officials. Basically, I mean, the statement was to produce dirt on then candidate Trump and pull them out.
I have a feeling I know who this international investigator was. No, that would be me. I'm the one who told Rudy Ukraine interfered in the election to hurt Trump. I heard it from Sidney Powell and Hugo Chavez in a secret meeting that was recorded by Italian satellites. But also, you gotta remember, I'm real tired all the time because my pillow sucks. Plus, I sleep in the woods and I got really nervous. take this closer look. But I already got too much money! But then Rudy got down to business and made it clear that what he and Trump wanted was for Ukraine's president to make a public statement declaring that they were opening an investigation into Joe Biden.
And what we need for the president is to say, and put an honest prosecutor in charge. He's going to investigate and dig up the evidence that presently exists, and if there are any other incidents about involvement in the 2016 election, and then the Biden thing has to be run out. I don't know if it's true or not.
No, you don't. These guys can't even bring themselves to believe their own BS. This is how they always do it. They float insane theories, and they cover themselves by saying they're just asking questions, like they're gossipy high school sophomores. You need to break up the time ASAP, because I heard he went to Jimmy's lake house last week and he told Bradley, Karen, told Michael, and his teammates, cousins, brothers, that she was a Russian. I don't know if it's true. And it was clear what they were doing was shady, and that they knew it was shady because they all talk that vague, mafia-esque tone where they never actually demand something explicitly, but they make it very clear that what they're asking for is a quid pro quo.
If you can make some statement at the right time that he supports a fair, honest law enforcement system, and that these investigations go wherever they have to go, they're being run by honest people, that would clear the air really well. And I think it would make it possible for me to come and make it possible, I think, for me to talk to the president, see what I can do about making sure that whatever misunderstandings are put aside, everything is I kind of think that this is just a system of having a much better relationship where we really understand each other. If he could say something like that, have his own conversation, it would go a long way with the president to solve the problems.
It would go a long way to solve the problems. Ricky sounds like he should be wearing a tracksuit, running his fingertip along the bar at New Jersey restaurant saying, this is a nice place, nice and flammable, you know what I mean? Plus, I love that Rudy's reward for their cooperation was saying that he would personally visit them in Ukraine. I'm sure they were psyched about the idea of Rudy showing up at their door, asking to sleep on their futon, and then spending 3 days talking about cigars and the Yankees and asking them where to find the best salami in Kiev. I'm Joseph from Genoa. Mind if I put my cigar out on your rug? This whole thing is yet another reminder of the central thrust of Republican politics right now. Cheating in elections to win. They made it clear they'll do it any way they can, whether it's using the levers in the state to pressure government officials to overturn elections, passing voter suppression laws, or extorting foreign countries. They didn't stop after the Ukraine scandal, and they're not stopping now. It turns out the biggest criminals are the ones in the so-called party of law and order. Oh, they get both. There's been a closer look. God's loving liver cooks and brings over 2 million meals a year to men, women, and children living with HIV/AIDS, cancer, and other serious illnesses. If they need your help, now more than ever, if you're watching this online, you can hit the donate button. Stay safe, wear a mask, get vaccinated. We love you. Without a hint of irony or shame, Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell declared an end to the era of bipartisanship, even as President Biden continues to entertain fruitless talks with Republicans. Oh, and also, a GOP congressman suggested the Forest Service should change the orbit to fight climate change. For more on this, it's time for a closer look. One of the many things that Trump that the Republican Party really has no core ideology aside from its deep hostility to democracy. They have no core policy positions or visions for the future, and that's why they don't spend much time talking about the things Joe Biden is actually doing. Instead, they whine about Dr. Seuss or Mr. Potato Head, or go on Fox News and say dumb culture war BS like this from an actual United States Senator just a few days ago.
The leadership of the Democratic Party took a hard left and kept driving. There are two groups in charge. The woke baristas who have contempt for America and the managerial elite who have contempt for the American middle class. I refer to them as the vanilla soy extra foam latte crowd.
Hey, Huckleberry Hound, you know who's buying all the vanilla soy lattes. It's the middle class. But don't you have Instagram? Every third picture is a smiling soccer parent with a seatbelt over the shoulder, holding up a Starbucks cup with the caption, "Live, laugh, caffeinate." Also, a latte with extra foam is just a cappuccino. You don't have to be a coastal elite to know that. Just go to Starbucks, order a latte with extra foam, and wait for an exasperated barista to say, "So, a cappuccino?" And let's not forget, this dude used to be a Democrat who endorsed John Kerry in 2004 and went to Oxford. So I don't quite buy it when he puts on his fake folksy demeanor and talks like he's on Baton Rouge basic cable giving out crawdad recipes.
Ooh, they extra tasty if you leave the guts in them.
Well, I bet that accent isn't real. When he's on TV, he's all like,
Democrats are crazier than a swamp rat snorting bath salts in a steamboat.
and as soon as the cameras are off, he turns to an aide and says, "Right, that's another advert for the telly done and dusted. Now switch on Tottenham versus Man U." The point is, this is all Republicans have, this culture war nonsense. Like when they said Joe Biden wants to ban hamburgers as part of the Green New Deal. Republicans want you to think the Green New Deal is some sort of socialist plot to destroy America. Meanwhile, a GOP congressman suggested during a hearing this week that a better way to fight climate change would be for the Forest Service and Bureau of Land Management to somehow alter the orbit of the Earth and the Moon.
I understand from what's been testified to, the Forest Service and the BLM want very much to work on the issue of climate change. I was informed by the new past director of NASA that they found that the moon's orbit is changing slightly, and so is the Earth's orbit around the sun. We know there's been significant solar flare activity. And so, is there anything that the National Forest Service, the BLM, can do to change the course of the moon's orbit or the Earth's orbit around the sun? Obviously, that would have a profound effect on our climate.
I would just follow up with you on that one, Mr. Gilbert.
Just to be clear, that was Congress. What you just saw was from like the actual Congress. It wasn't a 3 a.m. public access show that's supposed to be about current events, but the only people who call in want to talk about UFOs. All right, tonight's topic is infrastructure. Steve, you're on the line. Yeah, I'm curious. Do you think extraterrestrials can drive? And if so, do you think that explains the traffic on the Verrazano? Well, hang up and listen. Now, here's the dismiss efforts to fight climate change, which would be just as dumb. Either way, these people would rather change Earth's actual orbit than maybe put up some windmills or drive an electric car. They literally think the world should revolve around them. I also love the long pause and the promise to follow up, which she definitely will not. Nor does she have to. I'm pretty sure Gomer has the memory of a golden retriever. Not like he's going to roll into work on Monday and yell, "Did the tree lady call back with the moon answer?" I'm having a lousy day already. Barista gave me for asking for a latte with extra foam. Her response was the equivalent of giving someone at a bar a fake number so they'll leave you alone. Yeah, Bill, I'd love to go out with you. Just give me a call at 1-877-KARS or KIDS. I was really hoping to play the Cars for Kids jingle there, but I was told that much like You Can't Touch This by MC Hammer, we can't afford it, which is why we've been trying to cut down on the number of lines we give Wally. Because every time he speaks, we have to pay him per word. But shut it, Wally! Every word you say is one less word we can afford from this genius. And last time I checked, Wally, it's hammer time, not yammer time. There are really times when you miss the audience. What's that? It would have been the same. Also, the best part about that clip is there was no way you could have predicted where it was going from where it started. It's like getting cornered at a cocktail party by a guy who wants to talk to you about life insurance, and you think, all right, this is boring, so you zone out for 30 seconds, and suddenly you hear the phrase zombie, flesh-eating space cicadas, which, side note, oh, and can a tangent have a As soon as Broadway reopens, do buy your tickets for my new musical, Cicada Cicada, starring Christine Baranski, Harvey Firestein, and Nathan Lane. And we are also thrilled to announce that Jason Sudeikis is joining the cast as Jason Cicadas. Fresh off his monster success, starring in Ted Grasso. That's not a response, that's the theme song. Between Cicada Cicada and my zipper, plus my new show, Chicago Postal Service Police Force, I will have enough money to afford an entire line from You Can't Touch This. Sup, Wally! MC stands for Master of Ceremonies, not Master of Cue Cards. That's why there's only the one C. Every word you say is one less lyric we can afford from this genius. Anyway, where was I? Oh, politics? Alright. So that's the Republican Party we're dealing with, and Democrats need to be clear-eyed about that fact. It's a party whose members believe the Forest Service has the power to alter the Earth's orbit, that wildfires are caused by secret Jewish space lasers, and that the election was hacked by Italian satellites. What's their obsession with space? Did they all watch the first episode of Loki last night? Think it was a documentary? Side note, and did Legal get back to us so we can't take a side note? Let's just do it anyway. Side note, I'm really hoping that Loki's not a big hit. Not because I didn't enjoy it, which I did, but because I'm really hoping Owen Wilson's not too tied up for the Wedding Crashers sequel that we here at Late Night are claiming full credit for. And if by some chance Loki takes Wilson away from the project, then, you know, Vince is going to have to make a phone call. I don't know, I think it might sound something like this. Buddy, you know, I love Loki. You know, he's an imp, he's a trickster, his antics are important. We have to make this movie, the world is waiting for us. I don't know, man, I think Marvel might be a little more popular. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, right. Republicans are too concerned about culture stuff. This is why it's absurd to contemplate bipartisan cooperation with the Republican Party, yet for some reason Joe Biden and certain members of the Democratic Party, like Joe Manchin, still seem obsessed with it. This week, for example, Biden ended bipartisan negotiations with one group of Republicans, only to start negotiations with another group of Republicans.
Tonight, infrastructure negotiations entering a new phase. With President Biden ending talks with a group of Republicans led by Senator Shelley Moore Capito on Tuesday, and reaching out to members of a bipartisan group of moderate senators.
I'm sorry, which group of Republicans do you think you're going to find common ground with? The group that thinks the Forest Service has the power to alter Earth's orbit, or the group that thinks the election was hacked by Italian satellites? All right, folks, how about a compromise? How about instead of the Forest Service, we use the Italian satellites to alter the Earth's orbit? Do we have a deal? Also, there's a downside to humor. Republicans have time. Every day wasted on bipartisan talk that will inevitably go nowhere is a day that could have been spent working on or passing much-needed legislation, everything from climate change to voting rights. That's Mitch McConnell's goal, to run out the clock. Didn't we learn that lesson from the Obama era? He spent months making good faith efforts to move Republicans. He went to a House GOP conference to take questions, hosted a summit with them. In the end, all he got out of it was 0 votes from Senate Republicans for his health care bill and an annoying, pompous lecture from Paul Ryan.
This bill does not reduce deficits. It's